Hello and welcome back to Hand of Fate 2. Our last couple of times we've had a little bit of trouble with that mission, so I think we're going to try a different mission this time. See if maybe we can come back to that one once we've got a few new cards. So I think we're going to avoid the Emperor this time and try out the Hierophant instead. So, looks like we're trying to discover which assassin seeks to kill Father Galfrey. Information comes at a cost. We need to collect gold for bribes. We need to do lots of dice games. And thieves are not known for loyalty. Alright. I think we're going to try the new guy since he's supposed to help with dice rolls.
I doubt the Northerner can offer you anything. Time will tell.
So we'll add that. And then of course we'll add his quest as well. See which ones we can find that still have some chance for new cards. Doesn't look like we actually have very much. Alright. So I guess we'll just try some. Actually, we're going to try the shrine instead. Guess we'll just try some of our new cards here then. Okay, that's all we get for the encounters. Let's see, two more things. Let's stick on a couple of rings. There we go. We get 2 supplies, so let's gain some food, and we'll take the sword. Alright, looks like we've got a full deck. Let's get started.
In better times, it would have been my card here, the guardian of knowledge and the protector of the gates of life and death. Now Callus sits that throne, and miscreants assume possession.
So we're at the Mulberry Inn. With Malaclipse's encouragement, what's a few murderers in the grand scheme of things, you find yourself sat opposite the opulently dressed leader of the Thieves' Guild. Or one of the leaders, anyway. It's a shadowy organization. He takes a sip of wine and leans back to savor the taste. I am scheduled to be assassinated. The new assassin has been determined, and so the tale begins. We have 3 nights until assassination, apparently. I believe the suspect is one of my own. With subtle nods, he indicates a bearded man, a woman with red hair, and a man with gray eyes. Borden, Rowena, and Grindon, my 3 personal silencers. One of them left me this note, I am sure. When the red candle's flame burns out on his last evening at the Mulberry Inn, the false priest will have his sins appeased. He points out the red candle upon the fireplace. The assassin favors theatrics over secrecy, it seems. Find the assassin for me. To do that, you will likely need gold. Thieves will tell you anything for gold. 19 clues total. Okay. Let's see what we can ask. So let's ask who he is. I am known as Father Galfrey, though it's not my true name, of course. I keep track of accounts in this region. Let's see if we can get any more information. A note was left for me at this inn. When the red candle's flame burns out. Yeah, alright, we already read that. Okay, let's ask for some information about Borden. Borden is the eldest in my employ, a simple, nervous kind of man. I doubt he would have the heart nor the finesse to assassinate me, unless he has hidden his true nature all this time. So we know he's worked for him for a long time. I'd say you'd have to pour a few meads into him if you want to get him to talk. Alright, so now we know we need to get him drunk. Let's ask about Rowena. Rowena has been one of my silencers for as long as I have been in this position, and that is a very long time indeed. So she has also worked for him for a long time. I asked that she infiltrate the 3rd Legion of the Imperial Army and eliminate their captain. She did so, of course, as efficient as anything. So she's worked in the 3rd Legion of the Empire Army. I suspect that she is only truly loyal to gold, but she's quite a valuable asset to the guild, so it would be a shame if she intends to assassinate me. And she will always tell the truth for money. Alright, let's try Grindon then. I know very little of Grindon. I hired him in the last town. A skilled killer. Alright, so he's only worked for him for a little bit of time. He is prone to making preposterous claims, many of which are untrue. I'd be wary of his exaggerations, even if he isn't the assassin, especially when he's had too much wine. So he makes wild accusations when drunk. Alright. Looks like I have no choice but to retire for the night. With that, he waves you away, and you retire to bed, wondering how Malaklips talked you into this.
One should
Goblins.
always keep an eye on their belongings, lest little hands find idle work.
With a snap, you feel something being yanked off your person. You've been ambushed. You turn to see a few goblins running away, giggling and pointing at you. With no time to check what was stolen, you rush after the thieving devils. Defeat the goblins before they blow their horn and escape. Some highwaymen emerge from the bushes to protect the goblins. Thieves Guild. Great. And 50-50 says they stole my weapon. It looks like they did indeed steal my weapon. Oh no, that's the new guy. Never mind. Kolbjorn. His family lost, his clan turned against him. Kolbjorn has traveled south in search of meaning. When activated, he performs a charging attack that causes stun and may knock down weakened enemies. Stay close to charge his ability faster.
I wish you an honorable death.
See if we can kill all these goblins. Alright, one left. There we go. Breathe in. Alright, you take back your soldier sword from the unconscious goblin. As you do, with a sputter, the goblin in question awakes and flips away from you. Giggling, it escapes into the forest. Gain 2 fame. Unfortunately, the goblins escaped with a couple of warm pasties you were looking forward to eating. With the thugs defeated, you search the bodies for valuables. Alright, so I get to choose equipment. Let's see what the ring does. The rate enemies heal during combat is reduced. Interesting. Or I can choose powerful weapon against northerners. I think we'll take the Dark Grove ring since it looks like we're going to mostly fight Thieves Guild.
Deep in the woods, they still know magic. It will be lost there last.
Alright. Good to know. Let's see what this
It
famous
was your
shame does.
actions that necessitated these additions to the game, you understand? I knew you were approaching and tailored things around your lust for fame.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, so you get fame for building things, but it costs gold, and gold is important, so I think we're going to decline. You wouldn't know art if it hit you in the face, he scoffs. His chisel slips under the hammer, breaking off Sir Malafowl's nose. You slowly back away as he spits profanities at you. Alright. Oops, wasn't actually trying to click that. Let's back out. We don't really want to buy healing. Alright, don't really have anything we want to sell either. my sword actually equipped again? It is. Okay. Had to check. Alright.
Once again, we
return
return to the inn, seeking clues to save a life. When we look into memories, so many things are left unsaid and clouded. Why this life? Why this inn?
You enter the Mulberry Inn and find Father Galfrey at his usual spot by the table. You sit down across from him. He scratches some numbers on one of the many rolls of paper strewn across the table, then glances up at you. 3 days until the assassin comes for me, and 3 suspects. How apt. 3 days to uncover the liar. I would like you to follow one of my silencers in a job, trading trust for information. Pay for it if you must. Let's see why an underling would want to kill him. We all covet gold. That is why we are in this business, no? If someone has paid a high price for my head, then there is little I can do. He considers his wine for a moment. I imagine the assassin is more inclined towards lying. If you can root out the liar, you will uncover the assassin, too. Galfrey has said that the assassin will always lie, regardless of their personality. Interesting. So let's go on a job with Rowena, then. Rowena has been tasked with kidnapping the child of Lady Fielding as they journey to the capital.
You surely have a
line
liking for strange bedfellows. Here you are, helping thieves challenge thieves, without a thought for their ultimate victims.
And retire for the night. Okay. 2 nights left. Let's continue forward. The old maiden. Think, in this case, we should probably ask for gold. Walking through a shady forest, you encounter a frail old maiden. She stops to greet you. For centuries I have helped the mortals who find themselves lost in my forest. Is there anything I may help you with on your journey? No amount of gold will satisfy a mortal, but if that is what you wish, her ancient voice falters on the words, as if long unused. Hey, alright. 20 more gold. Continue forward. Arm wrestling. Alright, let's try to win. Your opponent in the 3rd round is Pearly the Brass Hag. She touts herself as a fearsome pirate, but needs the money from this competition to get herself a boat. Ooh, we need a high roll.
Back to the bones. I hope
And we
you have
got
learned
it.
to be their master.
Alright. The Brass Hag cannot live up to the strength of her name and slumps in defeat. You gain 2 fame. In addition, it looks like I'll gain another 30 gold. Awesome. You take your reward from the purser on the way out. When you return, you will compete in the next round for a larger prize. Let's go back and look at this card then.
It is not
return to
too
the
late
inn.
to plan better.
I think we'll keep exploring. I don't think we're ready for that yet. More goblins! With no time to check, they have to figure out what they stole. And some highwaymen emerge. Ooh. Alright. What'd they take from me this time? I suppose it's possible they took the ring this time, but I bet I'm not lucky enough for that. They probably took my sword again. Yep, they did, because I'm using a neglected sword again now. Thief. There will always be a place for small hands and quick wits. Defeat goblins quickly to avoid losing your items for good. Thieves attack more frequently while goblins are alive, to protect the spoils. Alright, well, we killed one of them. Work faster. We're running out of time. Alright. We got it. Not actually sure if we killed everyone else or if you just didn't need to. But it looks like we succeeded, and that they stole 2 pieces of our gold still. You take back your soldier's sword from the unconscious goblin. As soon as you do with a splutter, the goblin in question awakes and flips away from you. Giggling, it escapes into the forest, gaining another 2 fang. Unfortunately, your coin purse feels a little lighter. The thieving devils. With the thugs defeated, you search their bodies for valuables. Again, another choice of equipment from 2. What does the extinguisher do? Fire inflicts 40% less damage. Back, or we can take this, which slows you down. I think we're going to take the fire. Alright.
A useful tool,
Hey,
but
and some
simple
food.
magic.
Food is also helpful. Alright, let's go hit the Thieves Guild.
Assassins. I have little love for them. Less still for the criminal guilds that fill the cities these days. Bankers, thieves, assassins, merchants, kings. Each tries to use their power to control those around them.
You and Rowena need not travel far before finding a gilded carriage trundling along an imperial road. The carriage is protected by a contingent of guards. Defeat all the 10 enemies before the timer ends to impress her. We draw our swords. Let's see here. I could switch to a heavy weapon. It actually would give me a little bit more damage, so I guess we'll do that. Wonder how long we'll actually get to do this. Hopefully long enough to make it work. A minute and 30 seconds. Let's kill those guys. Oh, I figured this would interrupt it. Alright, how many of them are left? I'm pretty sure she just died. I would say that'd be an alternative way to solve the problems, but I'm pretty sure it won't actually let her die. But otherwise, I'd say she can't be the assassin anymore if I did kill her. Kind of funny way to solve the problem. She's impressed by your efficient fighting skills. You gain 4 fame. She trusts you a little more. You open the carriage door to see a woman dressed in silks and gems, clutching her son. Please, she cries desperately, take this gold. He's just a child. Without a second thought, Rowena pockets the heavy pouch of coins from the weeping mother and closes the door on them. The thief stares at you coldly. Ooh, well, we could get the gold from her, but then she won't like us as much. I say we just... Yep, she trusts us a little bit more. If there's nothing else, I have business elsewhere. Ask what she thinks of Father Galfrey. He sits in his finery counting coins. I expect he will do so until the day he dies. She considers you for a bit. I wouldn't trust him so much. He's in a guild of thieves, just like us, after all. Let's ask her about her favorite food. Roasted apple. Her family? Family in the capital, she doesn't talk to him. And... I joined the guild after I murdered the captain of the 3rd Legion. Rowena said that she was in the 3rd Legion of the Empire and killed her captain, which we know is true. If there's nothing else, I have business elsewhere, so we will bid her goodbye. You wonder how much Rowena has told you today is a lie. But we know that fact at least was true. Alright, and back we go to the inn. You enter the inn and find Father Galfrey sitting at his usual table by the fireplace. You sit down across from him. He scratches some numbers on one of the many rolls and glances up. I hope the job with Rowena was fruitful today. You were not dead with a knife in your back, so I presume yes. It would be prudent to review what my silencers have said when you have a quiet moment. Perhaps you will catch a lie in the process. Okay, so we can review our collected clues at the campfire. Tomorrow, who will you follow? Let's ask about the goblin problem first. Goblins from our guild? He scratches his chin and annoys. Their loyalty to the guild is tenuous at best. Here, take this.
So much folly begins and ends with crime.
Yes, we will use that. Funny bunch, goblins. Alright, let's go on the job with Borden next. Borden is going to pick up some lamps from Shipwreck Port that have been, let's say, repossessed from their owners. You note the meeting point on your map and retire for the night. Okay. Let us continue. But first, I think we're going to switch back to the soldier's sword.
A game of chance or two, perhaps.
Beside the busy Empire Road, you spy a ramshackle stall whereupon a few ramshackle people are seated on stools rolling dice. You approach the stall, and behind the table is a little girl practicing on a poorly tuned violin. Beside her waits a squat lady, clad in a flowery apron. "Welcome! Have a seat. Do try the spice cakes. I baked them this morning." There is a shout of victory as a grubbery pauper farther down the table wins a small pile of gold. So we have 3 games. Let's play some dice. We'll bet 7 gold. Remember, Prophet, it's double or nothing. Berta hands you 3 well-worn dice. If your third roll is the highest, you'll win enough to buy your sweetheart something from the market. Alright, so we got a 9.
Well done. You continue to impress.
Now for your second roll. Ooh, that was too good of a roll. Okay, this is bad. I need... Allie... Oh, okay, I thought I only got 2 dice for a second there. Yeah, that was gonna be terrible. Alright, I have to reroll all of them. Because I need straight 6s. Yeah, that did not work. Oh. I will continue. Because the odds were not in my favor anyway. And I'll lose the ability to use them. I'm sorry, dear, the dice are not in your favor today. What happens if you play cards? Let's bet 4 gold only. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that I did not follow at all. Ha! But that's okay. Luck was with me. Alright, let's play dice one more time, just with 4 gold. We need low rolls. Good. That is the kind of roll I want to start with. A 6. Low roll again. Well, slower than last time, I guess. Alright, last roll. We need 15 through an 18. Aha! Or just tie it. Okay. We did it. We win 8 gold. With a dull tinkle, Berta rings a small rusted handbell. Time to go home. She hands out the rest of her baked goods, and the rough patrons wander away off sadly. Alright, so we got our 3 things. Alright, you travel to Shipwreck Port by wagon. You ride in relative silence until Borden turns to you and asks, quite seriously, "What do you think of the boss?" Let's tell him we find... Ooh, this is a difficult thing. We know that he's been working for him for a long time, and that he's a trifle simple. This is a difficult decision. I normally would say 2, but I'm half tempted to go with 1 based on who I'm talking to. We're gonna go first. Borden smiles when he hears your answer. He trusts you a little more. Ha! Alright. Correct answer. I picked well. At the port, you are approached by a pirate bearing a load of stolen lamps. Borden goes to give him a sack of gold, presumably payment. The unusually pirate shakes his head. No, pulls out a rusty bucket and a sword. I want blood. Theirs. Borden looks at you expectantly, as if you shouldn't protest. Yeah, I'm not giving my blood. No. The pirate lowers his blood bucket sadly as Borden hands over the gold instead. He trusts us a little less. Yeah, that's okay. You retrieve the crates of stolen lamps and pile them on the wagons before setting off. Oh. When you arrive at the drop-off point, Borden is seized with sudden emotion. I'm sorry I asked you to give blood. I'm a terrible person, aren't I? Let's comfort him. Okay. Well, actually, this
The
is not so
pendulum
bad.
swings like a scythe, bearing hope or failure.
Oh, okay. Didn't actually hit the select button that time. There we go.
That will set you in good stead from here.
He trusts us a little more. Woo! Borden wrings his hands as if we would very much like to leave. I should go. Let's ask him what he thinks. The boss always makes sure we get our cut. You can't ask for any better, really, in a guild of scoundrels like us. His favorite food? Oh, blackberry tart, or maybe apple tart. He begins to sweat, seemingly from the pressure of the question. It is a tough question, favorite food. Let's ask him about his family. I don't know if I should be telling you that sort of thing. Let's bribe big. He nervously takes your money. Alright, well, that worked. Borden perks up a little. Yes, I have a beautiful wife. It's difficult to see her as I travel on jobs so often. And then let's ask him about his past. Well, might as well go big or go home. I assume if you bribe him with less, it raises the target score needed. Alright, let's re-roll some dice. Ones are not helpful. There we go. I was a farmer before this. Okay. You wonder how much Borden has told you today's a lie. I noticed it didn't give me a clue for that. Interesting. Let's continue on. More goblins. We've been ambushed. And we already know what they got. They got the ring this time. And more highwaymen. Okay, so we know what they got this time. So at least I get to fight this one with my actual sword. Hopefully, though, they haven't sped up the timer even more. Because I wouldn't put it past them, too. And I don't have the other guy to help me out this fight. Move fast. There we go. We win. Not with much time to spare, but that doesn't matter. It's still success. You take back your thieves' folly from the unconscious goblin. He gets up and runs away. We get another 2 fang. So goblins are colluding with the Thieves Guild now. With the thugs defeated, you search their bodies for valuables. What does this do? You deal more damage the more life you lose. That's awesome. You gain +3 gold whenever you draw a gold game card. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna equip that.
Power rage grants is often misunderstood.
Alright. More supplies is also helpful.
Thus
duel.
we see the contempt the Empire holds your kind in.
A careless comment in an Imperial tavern gains you some unwanted attention. A soldier approaches. A variety of commendations are pinned to his military jacket. What is this filthy mercenary doing in here, he asks loudly, sizing you up with contempt. Coin slaves like you are nothing more than undisciplined thugs. Nobody cares for your outrageous claims of heroism. And once again, coin slave. I know of this mercenary, a trader at the back of the tavern pipes up. They say he defeated the magical shaman of a northern tribe. Well, I've never heard of you, the soldier says, turning back to you. You think you know how to handle that thing, do you? Gesturing at your weapon. I am Cassius, the finest swordsman in my company. Would you like to prove your mettle against a real warrior? Or are goblins and the corrupt at the limit of your talents? Oh, we're so fighting. I will prove how this works. He'll probably have like 8 buddies in about 3 seconds. Because that's how this usually goes. Really? Just him? That's hard to believe. Very drunk. Captains wear armor that dulls standard attacks. Use bash to break their armor. Okay. Ah, so it's kind of like fighting the other corrupted guy. Hey, what's with the pistol? That's not very sportsmanlike. Oh. Okay, I guess you didn't actually have to beat him all the way, just convince him to withdraw. Enough! Your opponent steps back, hands raised. I don't have time for this nonsense. The tavern crowds cheer your victory, and the tales of your battle are told and retold, your prowess growing with each telling. You gain 8 fame. Awesome. I'm famous.
I understand your
pickpocket.
beginnings
Okay,
were humble.
yes.
Even so, I'd hoped for better.
You meet Merrick at the square as he instructed. He gestures to a carpet seller at the bazaar. The reeve, he explains. Watch and listen. If the Lord got wind you were short on your taxes, there would be trouble, says the reeve. Mind you, I do like this rug. Better you hand that over than all your stock. What do you say? I've not... And that's a rare masterpiece from the Eastern Belt, says the flustered rug merchant. As the altercation continues, you notice the reeve's pouch hanging open. So you see it then, Merrick says with a grin. You know it's only really stealing if you get caught. Might as well try it. That's the spirit, he says. Now remember, the trick is to know when to stop. But if you're any good, you won't need to. You move behind the reeve while pretending to admire the carpets on display. As he continues to haggle, you slide your hand into his pouch. Oh, well, okay, so far I don't actually need to stop. 5 gold. You draw an item. Let's steal some more. Alright, I know that card's safe. I also knew it wasn't the 10, but that's okay. Let's go for one more time here. I suspect this one will move much faster. We're going to go with the safe gold again. Ooh, this sounds really risky. We're going to try one more time. Because I think if you get it, you probably actually unlock the coin. Oh, well, that was easy enough. You lift the last of the gold from his pouch. He struts away with a rare carpet from the Eastern Belt rolled under his arm, none the wiser. Let's return to Merrick. That extra 3 gold each time is impressive. The thief's eyes glint at the sight of the gold. We'll make a thief of you yet, he says as he plucks his share from your hands. Think of it as an investment. I lose 16 gold. You meet me at noon in 2 days outside the city. We can talk more then. With that, he disappears back into the crowd. Yeah, that was totally worth it.
Nicely done.
And we've unlocked a new card. Awesome. Moving forward. Let's return to the inn. You enter the inn and find Father Galfrey at his usual place. We sit down next to him again. Ooh, for once, Father Galfrey is merely sitting and staring silently at his papers. The quill is stationary in his hands. Tomorrow evening, I may die. For the briefest moment, fatigue crosses his face. Father Galfrey appears all at once, very old. I hope you know who the assassin is before then. Let's ask why you trust me. Father Galfrey looks at you sadly. Even if you were to steal the ring from my hand, you could never truly be a part of the guild. No, you don't have the heart for it. I don't really need to borrow gold. I think I'm doing pretty well on the gold part, so we're going to actually leave that alone and just go on a job. I've told Grindon to stake out the castle by the Moorhammer Lake for any movement out or in. The lady of the castle owes us a considerable debt. You note the meeting point on your map and retire for the night. Okay, there is something I want to check real quick. So let's actually go to our camp
Good.
real quick.
Take this chance to review the clues you have learned so far.
A roadside inn welcomes you with its warm glow and flowing mead. With gold, a maggot is still a maggot. Gold roaring grunts. Let's review what Borden said. He said that it is a beautiful wife. He's worked for him for a long time. He spoke the truth. I wonder if I messed up. I might have messed up. I wonder if I needed to... buy... A hunched elderly trader blinks up at you. Thieves Guild, eh? Shakes his head. Even the good ones are turning to the guild. I might have needed to go to the campfire while I had... Well, no, because I never had a chance, because you don't actually move with them. So I must not have missed it, yeah. Alright, so let's continue.
And so we see the home of the Northerner, and his reasons for leaving.
Oh, shoot. You have to have a blessing. Well, darn it. I don't actually have a blessing. Okay, well that didn't go very well. Ooh,
Me if
shrine.
it pleases you.
Your quest
No
brings
one
you to a
will
remote
listen.
shrine. High in the mountains. It is revered among the few local peasants for remarkable healing properties. You kneel before the shrine and beseech the gods to take pity on you. And I succeed. Sunshine appears through a break in the clouds to bathe you in radiant glow. Ooh, wow, that was impressive. 25 max life? Wow.
And here
Okay, so
is
you
your
actually could
reward,
do it again.
at least in potential.
If I could ever actually get a blessing, I might actually be able to use that. Alright, with a shout, Grindon signals your arrival at the castle by Moorhammer Lake. You find some lawn grass and settle down for the day. Despite being a stakeout, Grindon happily talks quite loudly. You know, my sources tell me that the lady inside is wanted for high treason. He suddenly pulls out a bit of charcoal and paper. Would you like my autograph? I think the answer to that should be yes. You allow him to scribble his name on a roll of paper. He tucks it lovingly into your hand. You trust me more. Time passes, but nobody leaves or enters the modest castle. I say, who are you anyway? Grindon retrieves a boiled sweet from a paper bag and pops it into his mouth. I've not seen you around before. I think boasting is the correct answer. Grindon raises his eyebrows. Really? What are you doing here with me on this job? Clearly, we're here to personally congratulate him. Oh, wow! Grindon bows his head in deference. I can't believe it. I mean, I suppose I am quite handsome and good at this job to boot. Can I ask you a question? Are you really planning to assassinate the Emperor? Yes. Grindon crinkles the paper bag of sweets wide-eyed. But I heard the Emperor has got magic keeping him alive. You gain 2 fame. He trusts you more. That was funny. Little else happens during the stakeout. You spend most of the time watching a dog sleep. Before you head your separate ways, you take the chance to question Grindon. He's checking his appearance in the reflection of the blade. Ask what he thinks of the father. A doddering old fool. I'm surprised he hasn't already been replaced by a younger, more dashing guild member. He's gone soft in his old age. The other day he let one of the rabble go free after they mucked up a job. No thumbs chopped off, nothing. So that's about his favorite food. Ah, great question. It would be berry pudding without a doubt. What about his family? Who needs family when I have so many devoted followers? And then his past. I was specially asked to join the guild many moons ago after I slew a manticore using only a dagger, with no shoes on. Grindon has said he's joined the guild many moons ago and slew a manticore with no shoes on. Which is a lie, of course. We already know that's a lie, but is it a lie because he's the assassin, or is it a lie because he's Grindon? You wonder how much Grindon has told you today is a lie. And once again, I have to still turn this down because I still don't have a blessing. Alright, continuing forward. Check out this card.
Children.
The Lost Boy.
It's hard to conceive that either of us were ever such.
He's just a small child, you overhear. A deeper voice growls. We have to take him to the dungeons, or else he'll run straight to whatever northern clan he spawned from and show him where our outpost is. Joel Corborn watches the boy. He is of Clan Catsfoot, a weak and pitiful clan of the Southern Reach. Let's save the boy. Unsheathing your weapon, you demand they let the boy go. Ooh, wow. The Empire soldiers are unmoved by my threat. What? What do you mean they're unmoved by my threat? I have like 30 fame. They should be bowing before me. Or trying to arrest me, considering I just said I was going to kill the Emperor. One or the other, you know. There are 9 soldiers. The expansion of the Empire requires constant conscription of new blood. Soldiers block all attacks, greatly reducing their damage. Use bash to open them up for damage. Okay, this is going to be difficult.
This is what happens when you mess up clan business.
Ooh, I did not expect that guy to move that fast. Let's see if we can kill these musket guys first. Oh, he's dead. And that is a lot of bad guys left. Kill him at least. Ow. Really compassion should interrupt. Alright, well that was not the prettiest fight of all time, but it did work. We gained 3 food, which I actually needed a little food. As you check on the unconscious guards, you notice the boy looking at you warily, as if sizing you up.
Back to the bones.
14.
I hope you have
All right.
learned to be their master.
Seems like I have. He fiddles with a little dried plant hung around his neck nervously. Okay, I will tell you. There was an Empire ambush on our village, and I ran with Mother. We got separated. He wiped some tears from his face angrily. But I'm not afraid. I am of Clan Catsfoot, and we are great pathfinders. I will find my way home. The boy tells you what he knows of the area. Interesting, so he reveals the map. Okay. You gain 2 fame. He refuses any and all help. You can only wish him luck. Alright. I should probably get a little healing. Let's take a little more. I think I still will have enough gold to do whatever the situation will require. Alright.
A rotten priest and a rotten thief. Expend the effort to save him, and watch thousands wail as they lose their hard-earned wealth.
Well, let's see what we can do with this guy. Return to the Mulberry Inn. Let's enter the inn. You find Father Galfrey at his usual place. As you seat yourself opposite him, you notice he looks distinctly calm, despite the foretelling of his death tonight. You watch Orden, Rowena, and Grindan roaming about the tower. Find and eliminate the assassin before they eliminate me. However, I cannot be responsible for what may happen if you accuse one of my silencers wrong. The red candle upon the fireplace burns tall. Okay. So, we get a little bit more time to make this work. Let's approach Borden. He looks surprised that you're talking to him. Let's drink! He looks happy that you offered. I'll have a mulberry wine then if you're offering. Okay. Ah!
Even when things appear impossible, they can be mastered.
I fear that you're trying to get me
Keep
drunk to gain
practicing.
insight into something. I'll be honest with you, I know very, very little about what goes around here. Still burns tall. I think we should try drinking with him one more time. Let's try this again. We can do this. No! Ah! Off by what had to be a quarter of an inch. Maybe even only a millimeter. Alright, one more time. We're gonna try this. I could have just bribed him with gold, but I need my gold for the other people. Shoot.
What an unfortunate time for your skills to leave you.
We're gonna try it again. It doesn't seem to be doing anything negative. There we go. Alright. Drunken Borden pulls you close. I'm sure Graz mentioned something about a red candle the other night. He whispers nervously. Borden drunkenly said that Grindon was talking about a red candle. The red candle burns tall. Let's do something else. Let's approach Rowena. Let's bribe her with 20 gold. Apparently I needed even more gold than I brought. That's okay.
Victory. You are learning.
You hand the money over. You're looking for the one with gray eyes. So she says the assassin is Grindon, and she always tells the truth for money unless she's lying. Because she is the one. Let's do something else. Let's approach Grindon then. Yes, I heard about the assassination threat from my own channels. Grindon adjusts his hat. I'm very well respected in this guild, you know. I feel like it's leading me to accuse him, which of course makes me suspicious. Let's drink! He takes the offer of a drink without hesitation. That is a huge freaking bar. That, I don't think you could miss.
Nicely timed.
Borden murdered his wife, you know. Sold her to the desert nomads. Grindon drunkenly said that Borden murdered his wife. Interesting. Let's do something else real quick. Let's talk to Father Galfrey. Let's offer to stand guard beside him. They will merely kill me another day. No, this must end tonight. Alright, let's approach Borden once more. And bribe him. We need a good roll here. We got it. Hand over the money. I don't really have much information. I guess I've never trusted Rowena. He doesn't trust Rowena. Let's do something else. Let's approach Rowena, and we'll drink with her. I do not drink, it dulls. You notice the red candle appears shorter. Worryingly, it seems to have taken very little time to burn down. Let's review our clues. We have gotten 15 of 19 clues. Galfrey said that Borden worked for a long time. Borden will spill more truth when drunk. Rowena's worked for a long time. She was in the 3rd Legion of the Army, and she'll always tell the truth for money. Grindon's worked for a short time, makes wild accusations when drunk, and the assassin will always rely regardless of the personality. Borden says he has a beautiful wife. Drunkenly said that Grindon was talking about a red candle, and he doesn't trust Rowena. Rowena said she was in the 3rd Legion of the Empire and killed her captain. She said the assassin is Grindon. Okay. So. Rowena is supposed to always tell the truth from... Alright. Grindon says he joined the guild many moons ago and slew a manticore with no shoes on. He drunkenly said that Borden murdered his wife. I would... Okay, so, let's follow the logic here. Rowena told the truth on the first sentence. That she was in the 3rd Army, and then she killed her captain. So So let's just confirm that. Rowena was in the 3rd Legion of the Empire Army and slew her captain. If she told the truth about that, then she cannot be the assassin, because the assassin will always lie. She always tells the truth for money, and so I offered her money and she said it was Grindon. So it must be Grindon by that logic. If Rowena didn't lie about the first sentence, she can't be the assassin, which means the second sentence, the one offered by money, must be true. Well, we're going to accuse him. You draw your weapon and point it carefully at him. To hell with you, he hisses. You have uncovered the assassin! Grindon rallies some guild minions. Of course he does. Why not? Alright, we got this. We can do it. Silencer Grindon claims to have royal lizardman blood running through his veins. That's a unique claim for sure. Alright, well we got a fair amount of health, but we still can't afford to frivolously waste it. Let's see if we can pick off a couple guys on the outside here. Dodged the one attack. Dodge. Alright, there should be one guy left then. Alright, and we win. Cost us 50 something health. But that doesn't matter. Victory has been achieved. There's probably a catch, of course. As the violence subsides, you realize that Father Galfrey is standing next to you, eyeing Grindon's body guiltily. Such a shame. I thank you for your services. He places a heavy bag of gold in your hand and then returns to his seat by the fireplace.
There is still a chance of completion, but no chance of perfection now.
Okay. So, we did complete it, but we did not get all 19 clues. So, we didn't earn perfect score. So, someday we'll have to come back and redo this again.
More tokens to unlock.
For surviving your foray into the Thieves Guild, we earn ourselves 5 new cards. And 4 new items. Ooh, we finally got a decent pair of blades. For exploring the land, your supplies have been added to. Ooh, we can now gain 5 max life later on. Or the Merchant's Ring. The Merchant's Ring is always actually pretty handy. And for successfully stealing all of the Reeves gold, you get Caravan Robbery. I'm such a nice guy. Okay, and so it's only bordered in silver because we didn't perfect it, so you can do it again, of course, to try to get it better. Alright. But this seems like an excellent place to stop for the night. So I will see all of you all next time, and thankfully we had a good mission this time.